What's up, everybody? My name's Alyssa. I'm a Squarespace expert and the CEO of Luminescent Dreams. We're a boutique web design studio based in the USA, serving clients internationally. And today I'm going to teach you how to make your Squarespace website not look like a Squarespace website. Are you ready? Let's go. All right, before I get into this video, I just want to note that right now it's February 2023 and Squarespace, if you're familiar with the platform, has changed a lot just in the past year. The website that I'm going to be showing you today is built with Squarespace 7.1 Fluid Engine, the latest and greatest version of Squarespace as of right now. Please note, if you're on version 7.0 or earlier, your website editor on Squarespace might be a little different than what you're seeing here, and you can still use some of these tips and tricks to help make your website better, but you won't have the full freedom and flexibility that Squarespace Fluid Engine has to offer. And so I just wanted to note that here, just in case you're watching this and things look a little different on your end. All right, so this is a Squarespace template that I'm going to be starting with today to show you how to make your Squarespace website not look like a Squarespace website. Real quick, I'll just give you a sneak little preview of what we're going to be doing, going from this original template design to this new, beautiful, stunning wedding website design. Now, I want to note that historically, Squarespace has been known to be very blocky, very large text and images stretched out across the page. You can see from this template and many of the other templates available in their free template library online. But nowadays, especially with Squarespace 7.1 Fluid Engine, your website does not have to look this blocky or generic. There's a lot more you can do with it, and that's what I'm going to show you today. And actually, the main secret behind how I got this website to look like this website is mostly just with changing the font sizes and styles a little bit and layering images and colors. Other than that, it's all the exact same photos that came with the template. I did add this stock photo in behind this, and I did tweak a few little things in the header just to make it look a little bit more legit. And yeah, let's dive in. So excited to share how I did this. All right, so the way that I'm going to do this is that I've already fully completed this website. So I'm just going to show you certain pinpoint things that I changed, but I'm not going to go record an entire video rebuilding and changing the entire website. Basically, the best way to utilize this is that once you're finished watching this, go test out these techniques with your own website and put it into action and just develop that muscle memory and see what you come up with. I can't wait to see. All right, so customizing the fonts is super simple in Squarespace. You could either go to edit on the page itself and go up to this little paintbrush symbol, site styles, or you can find that as well if you go into, oh, by the way, you could go into design site styles here, but by the way, feel free to speed this up and watch it 1.5 to 2 times as fast since I am recording and clicking through the computer. This might be really slow as you're watching it. So once you're into fonts, you can select whatever font you want to use. I personally, for this website, used Golden Book for the headings, and then I set it to be in all caps as well. So if you go into here, you can do text transform uppercase, and already see the website is looking much more professional, sort of wedding-like, what the template is really all about anyway. And you can also play around with different heading sizes if you wanted to adjust some things. Same thing goes for the body text. Let's see what I did for that one. I used Freight Sans Pro for both the paragraphs and for the buttons. And so you can just update that really quickly in here. And already it's looking much better. Feel free to also change around this text. This was, the line height was 1.8. I preferred it to be 1.4. And then I just made all of the paragraphs and headings a little bit larger to my liking. And I made the weight 400. And that shows up a little better. Next up, I edited the colors. And so just to add a little splash of color and keep things still consistent, I used this dark blue that came with the template for all of the darkest color settings. Anytime I design websites, I recommend 3 to 5 colors. Any more than that and it gets a little bit crazy, and any less than that, it can just be super minimal. And I did introduce a new color that comes up right here. It's this, let's see, this sort of beige color that looks really nice and subtle. So right here, we're going to replace that gray with the beige and make sure to save your settings. Next up, with the website header, something that I did to make it look just a little bit more professional and established is first I added in a announcement bar. This is in your Squarespace marketing settings, and you have to be on the Squarespace business plan or higher and able to activate it in order to activate it. But you can, have an announcement with a link to it if you want, that shows up on the top of your website on all the pages on desktop and mobile view. You can change the color of that as well. You'll see on here, I had it set to the dark blue. Also in the website header settings, something that I did was, instead of have this dynamic heading set, I chose theme, and actually see now that's what shifted that to the blue. You could change the color of your heading here. I like this lightest one option. From here as well, you can also change the layout of your header on desktop and mobile view. And I personally liked this one. Now we'll save. And one last thing with this header, I did change the button. So if you go in here to Site Styles and select buttons, if you're ever having trouble selecting like a particular button or text block element on your website and you want to change the design styles, you can just go to the particular design settings and click on the button itself, and it should update that. I'm going to do the fill option and then make this a little bit shorter just so that it's tucked in nicer there. Voila. All right, moving right along. So now that we finished editing the header, you'll notice that this banner is a little bit awkward because the header is sort of like overlapping it, and now the picture's not centered, but the text is. And so, yeah, something just looks a little funny here. And the design solution that I personally came up with, there are an infinite amount of ways that you could choose to solve this puzzle together as well. But what I did was I created a custom graphic in Canva for the banner and put in the picture with these lines and a transparent background behind it, uploaded the image. So I'll show you what that looks like here in the editor. And then I put a stock photo background behind it. So if you go into Squarespace, Squarespace has a plugin with Unsplash. And if you're ever looking for free stock photos that you can easily integrate into your website, you can go to Replace. And then instead of saying select from library or upload photo, you can say browse stock images. And for this particular one, I think I looked up grass. Yeah, it's not coming up now, but let's add this one just to show you what that would look like instead. Ta-da! Ooh, which version do you like better? Let me know in the comments below. By the way, please like and subscribe to my channel. This is my very first official tutorial video that I'm putting out, and I'm just so excited to launch the channel. If you're watching this and it's February 2023, I am accepting requests for tutorial videos. After that, I'll probably close the invitation just to keep things simple for myself. But if you have any specific Squarespace questions that you'd like me to answer in a tutorial, please drop a note in the comments or send me an email, alyssa@luminescentdreams.com, and I would absolutely love to answer your question for you, as long as it's more generic and something that everybody could benefit from. If you have a really specific technical question that only applies to your website, then book a quick fix session with me and I'd love to help. By the way, happy 222! All right, and so the last thing that I wanted to note that I changed on this design is that I added a zoom effect. So for when you scroll, and this shows up on mobile view too, as long as whatever browser people are viewing the website from is able to show the zoom effect. So if you go into edit section, background, this only works for background images, not for like standard images that are on the rest of the page. But you can go into image effect, and there's all kinds of different ones. There's like this crazy wavy one, like a movie screen kind of thing. But we're gonna pick this one over here, and you can play around and let it randomize and choose different options for you. But what I did for this particular one was I turned off all the parallax settings, and then I just did zoom. So I believe I had it start zoomed out, and then it zooms in when people scroll. If you wanted it the other way around, you could reverse those so that it starts further away and gets closer as you scroll down the page. Ta-da! So that's a really neat way to make your Squarespace website look more dynamic, both on desktop and mobile view. And some of these features either weren't really available before, or you had to like custom code and do a bunch of additional settings to make it work properly. While I'm on this page, I'm just going to change the mobile header layout menu because I didn't do that earlier. There we go. Look how gorgeous that is. So much nicer than, let's see what the original one, well, I already started editing it, but yeah, it was going to look like that before. Ta-da! All right. If you've made it this far into the video, I just want to give you a big high five. Thanks for being willing to learn and grow your Squarespace website wisdom. So the final element that I'm going to talk about to make your Squarespace website not look like a Squarespace website is to layer graphics images, and colors. So this, even in this simple website, it's really subtle, but just by having this little graphic right here, which I created on Canva, I just took one of their line templates and customized the color to match the website. Just by adding that and a really simple shape behind this, which I'll get into the editor and show you in a moment, and changing the sizing of these photos, you can see beforehand, these photos were all the exact same heights. And yeah, I mean, it's okay, but it's pretty generic. So real quick in the editor, I'll just give you a little tutorial on how to edit the sizing in Squarespace 7.1 Fluid Engine. So for this, actually, yeah, I'll do it in this editor. So what we can do is make a copy of this website title and delete the text on that. I already showed you how I changed that image and made it centered and stuff, so I'm not going to get into that for now. But what we can do here, now that we have the text copied over, is remove that background so it's a totally separate section. And here in the section settings, you can edit the colors. I'm going to make it white. I think this RSVP button personally is a little big and dorky, so instead I'm going to write some text underneath that says RSVP and link it to whatever page I want that to go to. If you hit the slash button on your keyboard, it'll bring up whatever pages you have on your website. And I'll just make sure to center that and move this up a little bit. So already, and yeah, I'll make the text smaller too. Already you can see this is looking, yeah, just more professional, and here, I'm just gonna make it like that for now. Yeah, it's looking more professional now, but to get that little graphic, once I saved this line with a transparent background from Canva, all I needed to do was upload an image here in Squarespace. Here we go. And now something to note with all images in Squarespace. So for now, you can see this looks pretty good. Squarespace has settings for each image that you can play around with. So if you go into the image editor, design, fill will stretch the image all the way to whatever like boundary box that you set. So you can see it's cropping the edges off here. And if you stretch it, it's going to make it way bigger. Just anytime you're editing something in Squarespace, I recommend playing around with those settings because that can really make or break your design, or like crop things weird or add weird spacing to stuff. So yeah, for this graphic, we're going to have it set on fit, stretch it out. Also, if you're using Squarespace 7.1 Fluid Engine, you probably know that this grid pops up sometimes to help you design things better. And I want to make a note. Let's see. Okay, actually, yeah, sometimes I get lost in the sauce and I get really into perfecting a design. I try to be quick here, but sometimes those details really matter. But if you're ever using Fluid Engine and you want to see the grid and it's not showing, all you have to do is hit G on your keyboard and it brings that grid up. And if you hit the letter G again, it'll hide it. Same thing goes with mobile view. And since we're on mobile view here, I just want to show, yeah, we can stretch out this banner. Okay, it's not cropping the way I want, but for time's sake, I'll just keep things really simple and focus on this part of the website. You can, yeah, with Fluid Engine, you can scale everything on mobile view. Oh, you can see the sunlight's coming on my face over here. Whoop. And there you have it. Look at that. So much more professional than before. I'm going to hit save. And for this section, the way I got it to look from this to this is actually really simple. So if you go, first I'll edit this text and make it heading 2 so it's bigger. Actually, what did I do? Oh, I had different font sizes. Okay. Just going to keep that heading 3 for now. Move it in. Change this font to paragraph 2. Actually, paragraph 3. Make sure this is centered. And now we can go to add block. Squarespace now has a feature called shape, and you can create any kind of custom shape and drag it out in your design. It's pretty similar to using something like Canva, and you can move it backwards so that it's behind everything else. You'll know when it's all the way backwards when that button is no longer clickable. And also you'll notice that by default, there's probably going to be some awkward white space here. So to get that to hide, before you used to have to custom code it in Squarespace, now all you need to do is go into the section settings and deselect fill screen, and that will remove that space. How cool is that? It works the same for mobile view too. And actually, since I added this background in mobile view, you're going to need to also make sure that you edit that before publishing anything. I'm just going to set it so that it's behind this photo, so it's like fairly consistent with the desktop view. Ta-da! Let me hit save real quick. Ooh, my camera, yeah, the sunshine is super intense. We're wrapping up the video here soon anyway, so I think that's my computer telling me it's time to take a break soon. So the last and final piece that I wanted to cover today is just resizing these images. So yeah, already you can see this is has a much different look and feel than this does. And the way to change that around is you can scale each of the images. Yeah, and actually I'll keep them closer to one another for now just to play around with how that looks. And you'll notice, actually, yeah, what I did, since this had Teresa's story and Dario's story, I actually put him over there on the right side and our relationship in the middle. So I'm going to go back and swap that around real quick. So this goes there. This goes in the middle. Yes, we're almost there, friends. Woohoo! Let's go. Our relationship. And now we want to stretch these text boxes to make sure. And yeah, I'll make just this font a little bit bigger. Oh, it's too big. Okay, never mind. Gonna do that. Actually make this a little bigger. Yeah, this is where with Fluid Engine things can get like out of whack really fast if you're like overlapping too much. So just, yeah, be mindful as you're editing elements on your website. Oh, okay, that looks really good. And yeah, on the mobile view too, feel free to play around with the sizing and positioning of things. I'm really happy with how it automatically came out for the most part. But there you have it. From this pretty generic, very boxy looking Squarespace website template to a custom, gorgeous wedding located in France. I think that's what the template said. That is all for today. Thank you so much, friends, for tuning in. Please let me know if this video was helpful for you, and I can't wait to see you next time. Bye. Well, friends, that about wraps up everything for today. If you like this video and found it helpful, please like it and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Feel free to visit my website, luminescentdreams.com. You can check out the different web design services that I offer there. I have custom web design services, VIP days, which are 4-hour website work sessions where I get into super detailed custom edits. And I also do quick fix, quick question sessions for 1 hour where you can just book me to have a chat about your website, answer any questions you have, or make a really quick edit. All right, that's all for now. Looking forward to staying in touch. Follow me on Instagram too. I'm there sometimes as well. All right, peace.